Hello, guys. Welcome to the TKC 500. My name is Matt Haas, and alongside is Matteo Giuliano. Matteo, what you want to learn about this program here?
Well, what we got here is we have the ever-coveted offline program with NASCAR Racing 2003 season using the Generation 6 mod, and we have a bunch of coveted TKC names that are filling the field, as you may have seen them in real-life TKC rounds or esports events, and then they have chosen a car, and then now they are AI controlled, but NR2003, along with our I&I editing, creates some really, really good racing out there. And then we start here at the repaved version of Daytona International Speedway, and then here we are at the duels. We have a great season ahead of us, Matt Haas, and as we see, we got the 12 and the 24 leading from the front row, so it should be a very interesting race. We'll see how it goes, we'll see how many cautions we have, and we'll see if any of our drivers can win a coveted prize at the end of the season. That will be announced at the end of the season. Will probably be some gear or something like that. But thank you guys all for signing up for our offline series. This is a very classic thing to do. Matt Haas started this. It's a very fun, great way to get into some offline racing here, Matt. So Matt, run us through the order before we get our 30-lap Duel 1 underway.
Yeah, Duel 1. We will have Tim Jonik on front row. He qualified for pole position. And that's the wrong camera. As I'm trying to figure out the controls again. There we go. It's the V. And then alongside we'll have Tanner Campos. On the second row we have Brock Mulcahy and Colin Grace, who is one of our seasonal rookies that is a 4-time league champion, as well as a good friend for Matt Haas, using lessons from him and found a lot of endurance series, so he's got a lot of experience. Unfortunately, no TKC experience, but he knows how to do it. Brenna Schubert in the 88 will be one to watch here today. You want to talk about Brenna?
Yeah, Brenna, she has a ton of experience racing in the touring kart races, and she's been moving up into the realms of competition karting, running the Stars Championship Series this year, and I'm sure that she'd like to see her number 88 machine make it up to the front.
And then alongside her will be the 81 of Kenneth Watson. Samet Oskin, and then SCRA regular. There's a couple and then SCRA regulars that are in this field. Samet Oskin, one of them, and Chris Harvey in the or I should say Charles Wembley in the 3. Here's Brandon Devine in the 47, alongside Chris Harvey. Joe Peters, another of Matt Haas's friends, competed in a couple of TKC races and got one podium. Alongside him, Jake Ennis. Here's one of our favorite drivers, Justin Dietrich, with Augusto alongside. And then we got Nathan Lavender and Jack Carpentier. The 00 of Jonathan Joseph and the 20 of Ben Braley, who is our points leader right now.
Series as he heads into round number 5 of 6 at Lehigh Valley in March 5th.
Up next, we have Cooper Van Horn and Alex and Karsten Cole, who is our most recent winner at Monza. A very interesting race there. Alex Penn and Steve Hedrick alongside in a couple rows deep. Then we got RJ Cummins and Ramon Yaroma. Then we got our race, or I should say league manager or event manager, Alec Vital and Chris Shalowski. And rounding out the field will be the number 38 of Jeff Ramsdell, who is a regular Winter Series champion, but not summer. So that's
I'll tell you this. This is going to be a really good duel. There's only half the field we have here, and as you heard from Matt Haas, he just ran through the field there. Thank you for choosing a car, and that we did fill the rest of the field with TKC drivers from the past, TKC race winners. All you can find on the stats on our website. Let's get duel number 1 underway, Matt.
Yes, in about 20 seconds, the command will be fired, and some of the big names in the Duel 2 will have Dave Campos, Matteo Giuliano, Indy Cassie, Matt Haas, Sam Casanez, and Colin Good. Some of the big names in Duel 2.
Drivers, start
It's going to be a
your
very
engines.
fun race to watch here. It'll be interesting to see how the super speedway racing gets, and definitely get in the comment section, guys. Get involved with this as we want to hand out some more prizes. Get involved. As we know, NNSCRA has been a pretty coveted offline series over the years, and we are happy to bring a new series here to TKC. Stay tuned every week. Every Sunday, we are going to be posting another one. We're going to be posting the duels this week, but then every Sunday from there on after, we will be following the 2023 NASCAR Cup Series schedule. So it's going to be a really awesome season as the pace car leads the field. Now, Matt, who's your favorite to win this one?
Well, favorite to win this one right now, I have to say, is probably the 88 of Brenna. She is a very fast competitor and always the one to keep an eye out on the field.
And listen, guys, if you're watching yourself out here in this field and you really think that the driver's not driving like you, or maybe they're not aggressive enough, or maybe they're too aggressive, let us know. We can edit these things, and we're not going to do it to give anyone an advantage. It's just going to change some of the dynamics of how you want your AI driver to react. As we know, NR2003 is the 20th anniversary of NASCAR Racing 2003 season. So in order to celebrate the 20th anniversary, we're bringing offline racing back to the TKC platform. We have iRacing Esports. We have karting this year, both with the rental and owner level. A lot going on in 2023, and ready to get the stock car season underway. The Rolex 24 was a couple weeks ago to start Speedweeks. Now we're going to keep Speedweeks going before the real life clash as we get into duel number one. Matt Haas, take it away.
As the field is coming down, 27 cars coming down through turn 4. As we're going to get the green flag underway. Ting Jonick and Tanner Campos on the front row of Duel 1. As the green flag is waving, let's go racing. It looks like Brandon Devine jumps out.
Brandon Devine, and that's very characteristic of Brandon Devine, trying to get something going and aggressive early on to try to get that third lane going on the outside. As we head into turn number 1 here, we see the number 24 machine covering the middle. We're 3 wide in the middle.
Yeah, 3 wide already. Colin Grace making 3 wide as the 24 of Tanner Campos already lead as Colin got on the apron just a tiny bit. Got everybody squirrely. As I was trying to do some test runs, a lot of these AI drivers like to go 3 wide around this course. And look at Brock on the outside with Brenna and Brandon Devine.
Those 3 trying to see if they can get that outside charge rolling. And as you probably have seen in real life NASCAR over the years, once you get out front, you can kind of try to control that pack, and you can kind of really have a nice little advantage of trying to be able to block the lanes. But once the pack gets the run on you, you're kind of a sitting duck there. So it's going to be kind of interesting to see how quickly they can catch this 24 car here, as we're still 3 wide in the middle. The number 22 machine trying to make it on through. Still got 28 laps remaining in this race coming to the line. So, Matt, we still got a long way to go in this one. And
yeah, 24 started. Yeah, 24 started jumping out in the 81 as well. So maybe we got something going on right now, as we still got drivers, lots of drivers shuffling out. Obviously, you can tell there's 2 Bass Pro Shop colors. We got the 28 in the Ford right here as Joe Peters, and the 3 car of Charlie Wembley. Let's go on right with Joe Peters in number 28 Ford. He's right now currently sitting in 3rd, right behind Kenneth.
That 24's draft, and maybe them front 3 can try to break away as much as they can. And one thing we have seen at the Gen 6 over the years, once you get into the lead, you can kind of have a decent amount of control, but it'll be interesting to see how this field will be able to kind of...
Here goes Joe down the inside.
Yep, and there's Joe down the inside trying to see if they can make something happen. And there's that 24 going down low, making something happen. And it is just surprisingly realistic to see how much they can mimic.
Yeah, here they go, 3 wide. Jack Carpentier. And here comes Ben Braley. Ben Braley's coming into the picture after starting 18th. And I'm telling you, this kid is something else.
More than definitely. Ben Braley coming in through the pack here, trying to see if he can make a charge early on. And with these super speedway races, you can just file in and out so quickly. But that 24 machine still rather dominant. 5 of 30.
Yeah. Right now, everybody's in this big pack. Everybody's separated by almost a second and a half. So basically, it's anybody's win. As here comes Joe down the inside, trying to become the first leader right now to lead a lap.
Joe Peter making a move on the inside and just showing that it is possible and it can be done. You are not safe if you're out leading.
Oh, we got a wreck.
We got a wreck out back. I'm not sure if that's going to bring out a caution or not. It looks like
looks like Nathan Lavender.
Oh no, looks like Nathan
and Colin Grace.
Oh no.
Chris Salowski is back there. Charlie Wood got into the one and triggered a little bit of a big one. Brock McConney. Let's see. Colin Grace, Charlie Wembley. Let's see, Chris Harvey's in there. Nice job by Jonathan Joseph to avoid all of that. Same with Augusto, barely misses it. Let's see if we can go on the roof cam on him.
Oh, that is some real good avoidance stuff right there. So we're going to go back and replay a little bit here. Going up front, holding the brakes.
Oh man. That is unbelievable. That's Augusto Fontes. Kudos to you.
Having that situational awareness is hanging on the brakes, not hitting anybody, and then getting clean. And as you can see, he can just stay out.
Yeah.
No problem.
And we got a lot of takers. Whoa, what happened here? The 007's got a lot of damage from now.
Like they were, looks like they got involved in it later, or
maybe a pit lane crush. Oh! Another contact and more contact!
Oh no, looks like drivers going in and out of the pit box having horrible communication on when to leave their stall, and it causes a few points of contact there. That is not good for some of these guys, but we're going to be getting back into it now. But thank you for being a part of this thus far. It's only the first of many offline races this year. Glad Matt Haas is able to bring us TKC along with this offline series. If you recognize your name, throw up a comment in the chat. Definitely get involved. We'll be having duel number 2 right after this. They will both be available immediately, and then tune in to our Daytona 500, which will be on the same day as the real life Daytona qualifying. So they will be both out. So while the Daytona qualifying is going, you can come back and watch some good old offline racing to get ready for the 2023 Daytona 500. So
yeah, the little stack up here. I don't know what's
here. Looks like they're just getting ready to file in line, making sure everything is all situated under caution here. As we're single file, we're not going to be going this time by.
Yeah, we're not going this time by. So basically, the NR2003 rules are if you guys remember from season past that way back in 2003, it was single file with the lap cars on the inside. So that's what basically is right now. There will be no double files. So, and a lot of damage as it's unrealistic. So let's see how bad the damage. Oh boy, that's gotta be huge for the 59 right there. Missing the bumper panel and everything.
Yeah, that is going to be pretty interesting to see if that car can still keep with the draft. You'd be surprised at Daytona to see how some of these cars are still able to hang with the draft. Maybe might not have the same aerodynamic capabilities as we see. 4 cars already out of the race: the 00, the 5, the 3, and the 1. If you want to go through their names, Matt.
Yeah, Jonathan Joseph, the 00, Nathan Lavender, Charlie Wembley, and Colin Grace. Somebody that I would keep an eye on this season. Colin, he was outstanding in qualifying.
Now just to kind of touch on this, because we are in the duels, we have 54 entries from qualifying. Now, are some of these drivers locked in, or is everybody trying to race their way into the Daytona 500?
It's basically everybody trying to race their way to the 500 at this point. The top 20 drivers will be locked in, and then whoever has the fastest lap from the 3 positions for 41, 42, and 43, those will be the 500. Obviously, Tim Jonick and Alex Smith, basically your front row, are automatically locked in. So it's basically the top 20 from the duels, plus, or I should say, plus the 3 fastest times, minus 10 and Alex, will make the 500.
It'll be interesting to see whose qualifying times can save whoever comes in. We'll keep you updated with that as we get into it here. But looks like, I'm not sure if we're going to be going this time by.
No, it will be coming up to 1 to go this time. And Colin is actually looking at a really good spot right now, because he qualified 5th in his qualifying race. Let's see, the 3 qualified 13th. The 5 qualified 29th, and the 00 at 33rd. So, my bet is that the 1 will probably make it in. And most likely the other 3 might have to go home. That's probably my choices there. And we'll
see how it pans out with duel number 2, as well as we come into turn number 1, getting ready to get single file green flag coming this time. It'll be interesting to see how they file out and see if anybody loses a draft. Everyone's going to be trying to hang in the draft. They're going to be filing out into an inside and outside line. It'll be interesting to see how quickly 2 lanes form, and that's really what we got to watch for here at Daytona International Speedway. But here we are onto the back straightaway, getting ready to go green. This time by number 24 machine in the lead. Joe Peters in P2 made a move for the lead, made our first really big lead change of the day, but then number 24 took it right back. We got Brandon Devine now coming up into position number 5, so he's making his way on through. Several drivers avoided that wreck there, but as you see, a couple just got the bat out of the stick. You know, unfortunately, as you said,
well, position 5 right now is considered Tim Jonick. 10 is a very young racer. Brandon Devine is... We're going to look right now. Where is the 47th machine? P12 right now.
P12, my apologies. As you see him back there. But we're coming through turn number 4 right now. Pace car about to pull off and ready for the moment we've been waiting for the last few minutes to get this race underway. And we are going to have 20 laps to go at the line, and let's see who will win duel number 1.
Yep.
Pace car is off, getting ready to take the green. Geico restart zone, green flag.
Watson looking to the outside. Kenneth Watson in the 81 looking outside already.
Trying to get that outside train going early on, but Joe Peters already making a move to the inside, side by side for the lead up there.
Now the question is, where would Steve Hetrick go? Steve is the old gentleman in this park who races at Slick Willie's 99% of the time, as he has the track record there and has a lot of pro skill. Here comes Justin making it 3 wide. Justin Dietrich in the 37 trying to make it 3 wide. And Carson Cole. How about Carson Cole in the 11? Carson started 19th, and he's up here.
Far so good. See how aggressive these guys get. We got Steve Hetrick in that 62 South Point machine hanging on that outside there. Going to get a run, but we're still side by side for the lead. Tin Yorick in the 12 machine now filing up into the outside. And then there's Justin Dietrich coming in on the inside.
Oh, these 5 in the inside row are probably the superstars. I wouldn't say, but probably one of the best at all of the courses. But here comes Justin down the inside.
3 wide for the lead here at Daytona at duel number 1. Justin Dietrich made a move, made it 3 wide with the Joe Peters and the 24 machine. They're still 3 wide, but Justin Dietrich, will he lead this lap?
Whoa, they're trying to make it 4 wide. Brennan's trying to make it 4 wide.
Goodness, they're making it 4 wide now. There's no way that this can end well. Absolutely no way. These guys got to be
they're gonna wreck. They're gonna wreck. Watch out.
Oh no!
There they go.
The couple of times to the wall, but I think it's still good as long as they're still keeping it straight. And that's 1 car in the wall.
Man, he's got heavy right side damage. Still green, so no caution. And got a car off pace. That's Alec Vital right there.
Alec Vidal off the pace, trying to see if he can squeeze his way into the Daytona 500 with those 4 retirees. And he can kind of hang in the draft here. He's pretty far back, but you know, hopefully some of those DNFs will kind of save his spot in the big race next Sunday. But here we go, Brenna Schubert trying to see if she can make it inside of Justin Dietrich, and here's that 11 machine trying to look on the outside. Justin Dietrich trying to see if he can cover those 2 lanes, but he's got to have to cover the inside just in time. Oh, what a great race we have on our hands here. Seen some sketchy stuff going on, but we're still green coming to 16 to go. Now here's Brandon Devine. And
someone we haven't mentioned is the 41 of Jake Ennis. Jake Ennis is sneaky coming through these last couple cars.
As we come to the line, got a couple incidents thus far. Looks like we're going to be coming up to some lap traffic.
And it's the 96 of Ramon. The 96 of Ramon. Oh boy, watch out!
He's in the middle of the track, and they're going to go 4 wide in the middle of the pack. That might cause an accident. Oh no! Looks like he's definitely
no, they kept it. They kept it together.
They kept it together, but looks like he's still in the way of that 02 machine. Oh no!
He's got some major damage. He's far off pace. He's going 154 versus everybody's going like 180.
Oh no, that was almost absolutely terrible, but we're 3 wide in row number 3 here, and that's less and less cars that are now in this front back, and those guys towards the back are going to kind of want to caution now, but the 24 trying to get on the inside of Steve Hetrick, and then Justin Dietrich trying to hang on the outside, but now all alone out front, that's Brandon Devine in that 47 machine. He's going to try to cover those lanes, but he's going to be a sitting duck in just a little bit here as the veteran Steve Hetrick trying to come on the younger talent of Brandon Devine, and then Brenna Schubert leading that charge on the inside line. This is offline racing at its finest. We've seen a pretty crazy one here, guys. You know, this has been a very, very action-packed race already, and I think this finish is going to get pretty wild as we're now halfway through our 30-lap duel number 1 here. And Matt Haas, like you said, that 41 and Jake Ennis trying to make his way through as he tries to bump Steve Hetrick to the front.
Yeah, Steve is also one of the regulars at Slick Willie's, but this team right here, Bearded Motorsports, is only a part-time team, and they're only racing in 4 races, which is the big 4 super speedways: the Daytona 500, Talladega, going back to the Coke 600, and then going back to Talladega, and that's their season. So this is kind of like their big race right here.
Definitely, and they're not only looking to make the Daytona 500, but they're looking to start pretty close to the front here and trying to survive as we've broken up into a couple.
Oh, we got some takers.
Looks like so we got some pit road takers.
Looks like we got Justin.
If that, does that mean they can't make it all the way on fuel?
Yeah, they can't make it all the way on fuel.
That is a shame, but this will definitely shake things up. See if
Jake Ennis is in there. There's Justin.
There's going into his stall.
Fontes, Peters. Here comes the 96 back out on track. And there's the 30 of Alex Penn. See a lot of 2 tires? Yeah, 2 tired stops. There's Kenneth Watson.
Interesting, as a couple of these guys wound up taking 2 tires. Will also be interesting to see how they file out here. So we saw some green flag stops. Will be interesting to see if a caution does come out or not.
And here comes some more. We got Tim Jonikin and Steve Hetrick.
Looks like them two are going to try to have to work together to see if they can make sure that this pack that pit on the lap before them does not overpass them. 2 tires on the right side of Steve Hetrick, trying to see if they can just get him out. Go, go, go. As he skids off of his pit box, we're going to see if he can try and hang with this pack here as Tin Urich coming out of the pits, coming up to the yellow line. And they are off, and here comes that pack on the outside. They're going to have to start picking up that pace. There's the 59 machine. Be very interesting here to see if they can hang in there.
Here they come. Here comes the 24.
Here comes the 24 now, coming into turn number 2. Steve Hetrick still getting up to speed. As we're going to be coming to 10 laps to go this time. Steve Hetrick still getting up to speed. That 24 has got a huge slipstream, but the Tin Urich is trying to get some draft off that car in front of him. Great teamwork from Steve Hetrick and Tin Urich here. Well, not exactly teamwork, but they kind of had to work together.
Whoa! Ooh, something interesting.
Looks like Justin went down to help Steve Hetrick there, just so that they can, I guess he can hang there and so you want to have a huge run and cause something dangerous to happen. Here's Brenna Schubert hanging with Joe
So
Peters.
this is the lead pack right now.
Yeah,
with the 30 and the 28 right now about to be lapped. And the 41 being, well, the 41's lapped.
It will be interesting to see when and if they come down pit road here.
And this is where the other group of cycle cars are here. The 24, the 12, the 37, the 81, 62. These guys are already pitted. So, question is, when do the other leaders pit? Not this time.
If they pitted under that caution, it might be good to the end of this race. But we will see as Brandon Devine trying to make a move on the inside of Brenna, trying to take Jake Innes and Joe Peters with him.
Yes.
That's Augusto Fane's back there trying to hang with the draft. And in the back of this pack is Tin Urich trying to hang with the pack still there. Got Ben Braley also trying to hang in this as much as he possibly can with that lead pack as he is right there.
Yeah, he's running third right now. Ben Braley running third. Obviously, the top 2 are in this big pack right here. But I want to give a huge shout out to... Yeah, 9 to go this time. I want to give a huge shout out to Splash and Go Graphics for this kind of mod, as well as DAT Designs for the schemes. They proved a lot of work for the scheme, and stay tuned for the they're releasing the 2025 season with the next gen models. That's gonna be a really nice one.
Oh yeah, for sure, it'll be awesome. It's awesome that 20 years later, as we're celebrating the 20th anniversary of NR2003 with this season, 20 years later, there's still people that are involved with modding and improving this game. As we have
here we go, Brandon Devine, top 3 are in.
Those are all our leaders. All our leaders finally had to come down pit road, and they followed the lap car. I'm sure that those guys towards that pitted earlier, they probably gained some time and some speed on them, but we'll see where they come out in retrospect. Very interesting to see how these pit cycles will come to be, as these duels are a one-stop race here.
That will put the 43 of RJ Cummins out front.
43 of RJ running all by himself out front.
Now he's going to lose a lot of time now, since he's got nobody to draft with.
For sure, but the other question is, did he pit under that caution? And can he save enough fuel from pitting under that caution? If he can do those things, he might be able to steal this. And that's why it's so interesting to see how you can work with the cautions to your advantage, why they change these races so much.
So Ben Braley took Brenna Schubert in pit road, as here comes the rest of the pack.
And here they come. Looks like they are going to be charging down towards them. Looks like they were actually pretty darn close. But looks like they came out just in time. They should be able to get a draft on Brenna and Ben.
Here comes Justin around the outside.
He's trying to get the draft from that 59 car, and I believe that 59 is a lapper, if I'm not
yes.
mistaken. Or
yes, the 59 is a lap car. He's about to go 2 laps. Oh boy, here we go. Oh, hang on to it.
They're getting really crazy up there, and it looks like that lap car actually held up that outside lane. He didn't exactly move out of the way. Probably should, but that means that 11 machine just is like, nah, I don't want any parts of this. I'm getting out of here. And even that 59 car trying to salvage any draft that he can, but he's not on pace right now. But here's Steve Hetra going to the inside.
Yeah,
and this is for P2 right now. That lone car of RJ Cummings is running out front unless he pits this
Let's
lap.
see how... Yeah, he did pit. So the 43 did pit.
Yes, he did. And now this front pack, this is the race for the win. And as the pit cycles have cycled out, looks like at least a few of these guys are able to hang out front and hang in this lead battle.
Yes, I was
Brandon
just double checking. The 43 did pit, as we're going to come up to 5 ago. So it looks like the top 8 are in conjunction for the win. The 81 is a lap car. The otherwise, and the 96 is a lap car. So the top 8 people up front here are racing for the win. And these are the best of the best right here. You got Brenna Schubert, Brandon Devine, Karsten Cole, Justin Dietrich, Ben Braley. So, what a way to start this TKC offline league.
For sure, and we're coming down to it right now as we are going to be coming to 4 laps to go. This time by really wild. Brenna leading that inside charge, Brandon leading the outside charge, Tim York and Ben Braley trying to lead the outside charge. We got
a couple lap cars coming.
Racing side by side there, so I think that could be an issue. You know,
yep, there we go. They follow single file. That's Alec Vidal and Cooper Van Horn. Yes, Cooper Van Horn and Alec Vidal right front.
Alec Vidal trying to hang on to his Daytona 500 spot, just barely, as they are about to go a lap down. As long as he's
they better hold on because they're almost in. They're right at the transfer cut because the 81 and the 59 are literally right behind them.
Yeah, the 81 and the 59 have filed in to that. So the race for the final transfer spot in the Daytona 500 is between Alec Vidal and those other 3 drivers of the 59. So
I think the 59 is way off pace to be in the 500 now. Yeah, there he is. There's the 59.
59
so it's just going to be between the 81 and the top 3. Oh boy, they're side by side.
They're side by side, and Alec Vidal leading this outside charge right now, trying to see if they can just simply file into this, but not sure if they're going to be on pace enough for that.
Oh, no. Cooper! Oh, man. Looked like they made contact.
This might not end well. I think is that Jeff Ramsdell in the 11 getting held up in the middle?
That's... The 11 is Karsten Cole. Karsten, unbelievable. Here we go. 2 to go. And we see the 37 trying to make a move on Brenna.
Actually, I believe this is
2 to go.
2 to go. We're going to be getting the white flag this time by and Justin Dietrich has charged out front as that 81 machine
is a lap down car. The 81 is a lap down. Same with the 29 and the 36.
Yes, but those 3 are racing for the final 2 transfer spots. in the Daytona 500. So this is a big, interesting race in this front pack racing for the dual wins and positions. And
there's the white flag.
White flag. One more lap to go in duel number 1 for the TKC Offline Series. Thank you guys for tuning in. And Justin Dietrich coming into turn number 1 in the lead. But that 24 machine trying to see if he can make a charge to the outside. But Brenna Schubert is up there. But Steve Hetrick is up there. And then this is where it gets interesting. This is where we can see who has the aggression and who has the ability to see the air and use that draft to their advantage. Carson Cole trying to file in, but Justin Dietrich, all he has to do is cover these 2 lanes, and then he should be able to win this duel unless one of these 2 can get a run, but looks like they're having a ton of trouble. Coming out of turn number 4, that 37 looking oh so good in the tri-oval, but we're going to be side by side for P2. Justin Dietrich wins duel number 1 and 3 wide for second, and the 24 gets P2, followed by Brenna Schubert, number 88, and Steve Hetrick in P4.
Yes, and we have the duel. Our final transfer spot will go to the 29 of Cooper Van Hoord. Who would have thought that 81 will be up here?
And I think looks like, if I'm not mistaken, Alec Vidal just barely, or we'll go back up to P18 here.
Yeah, Alec Vidal in 21st. So he will have to hope for qualifying times, as he is in the 51st spot. So most likely Alec Vidal will go home.
Yes, so Alec Vidal might not make the Daytona 500, unfortunately. Good effort from our race directors. He had a nice effort there to try to hang with that pack, but Justin Dietrich, your winner of duel number 1, winner chicken dinner, he will start in, I believe, does that mean he will start row 2 or row 1?
Yes, he will start in row 3 on the inside, and all the duels finishers in this will line up on the inside based on their previous order. But up next, we'll have duel number 2. Stay tuned for that.
All right, welcome back to the TKC NR2003 Offline Series. We are now here at duel number 2, ready to see who will make the TKC Offline Daytona 500 for 2023. Justin Dietrich, the winner of duel number 1, and we're going to go through the field on our starting order. Just remember, the top 3 on time are guaranteed a spot if they did not make it, so they can go back to their time, but if they're not in the top 20, they will not make the Daytona 500. So with that being said, we're going to go through the order, starting in position number 1 in this duel. Already locked his way into the Daytona 500 with his front row starting spot. Alex Smith, TKC regular, starting P1. Starting P number 2, Dave Campos got a 46.9 in that qualifying. Nick Aguilar starting in position number 3. Matteo Giuliano, TKC race director, which is me, starting in P number 4. Alex Patino starting in P number 5. Daniel Voyles starting in P6, and then on the inside of row number 4, excuse me, is going to be Indy Cassie, and then on the outside in row number 4 and P8 will be the number 42 of Liam Mahone, and then Dylan Matthews in P9 right behind him. Christian Barker rounding out the top 10. You got Colin Cropley in P11. Matt Haas in P12 looking to get a good result here. Matt Meekum in P13. Nathan Ormond in P14. And then we have 2021 lightweight champion of the TK series, Sam Catanese, starting in P15 in this race. Wyatt Smith starting in P16. David De Silva, P17. Calvin Marshall in a number 21 Wood Brothers machine, starting in P18. Colin Lichtenwainer in P19. And then we got Dom Callan in P20 in that number 23 machine. Then Adam Walker in the 09 and P21. Ben Domethazine in the 01 car, starting P22. Henry Kelleher in the number 97 machine, starting in P number 23. Kyle Manger, winner of the final esports event of the season at Auto Club. He will be starting in position number 24. Colin Good in P25, Ethan O-Ring in P26, and then United Karting regular Ryan Miller starting last but not least in P27, hoping to make his way into the top 20 for the Daytona 500. Matt, how long until the command?
We have about 2 minutes.
2 minutes until we get this underway. And in the meantime, we're going to go to a quick little commercial break, and then we will be back for the command.
The TKC, or Touring Kart Championship, is a group that hosts series using rental karts. Typically, when people go to a rental kart location, it's always the same story. Poor quality racing and chock full of people that have no clue what they're doing. This isn't the case with the TKC. The field has loads of talented drivers, especially when you work your way up the grid. Of course, you get some drivers that struggle, but you can't blame them, especially if it's their first race, you know? I like the way they have loads of events in multiple locations, so if you're competing in the championship, you won't be racing at the same track over and over again.
15 seconds. We got 10 seconds till the commands. And now for the most famous words for one last time this session.
Drivers, start your engines!
All right, let's get this show on the road here as drivers roll out of pit road for the pace lap. As I previously said and mentioned, starting from pole, Alex Smith got P2 overall in the qualifying and starting this duel on the pole position in that Pepsi machine, looking to not only in real life contend for the Winter Series Championship, but also here in this offline series, looking to win at Daytona. As we see, it's a little bit later than it was for the first duel. Sun beginning to set going into the night here as we come onto the back straightaway. Reminder, the TKC Offline Daytona 500 next Sunday, and that will be the 12th, which will be the first annual TKC Offline Daytona 500. Be sure to tune in for that, and then from there we're going to actually take probably a little time, and then we're going to get into our second round of the season. These races don't count for points, these duels, but they set up the Daytona 500 top 20, going to make it in. And Matt Haas, who's your favorite to win this one?
Oh boy, there's a lot of names that are starting up here. You got, obviously, the poles there for duel number 2. Alex Smith, Dave Campos, Nick Aguilar, Matteo Giuliano, Andy Cassie, Matt Haas. A lot of names that could win this. But it can only be one winner out of these 27 drivers.
For sure, 27 drivers coming to the line. Second race of the afternoon here for duel number 2 of the TKC Offline race. Geico Restart Zone. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys. Filing out 2 by 2 here, as we've been seeing in duel 1. There's going to be one pit stop that's going to happen at some point, and that 10 machine of Nick Aguilar making a move to the inside, making it 3 wide on the inside. Nicholas Aguilar to the lead. Coming into turn number 2 as we're on the first lap of the second duel, TKC NR2003 Offline Championship. And some more moves coming from the back. That's Alex Patino trying to look on the inside. 3 wide, 4 wide.
Oh boy, Andy Cassie trying to split it 4 wide. That ain't gonna work.
Oh, yes. This is getting really, really hairy here now, as Alex Patino trying to cover that position there. Looks like he will indeed lead lap number 1. Daniel Voiles hanging in there clean so far. Surprisingly, don't know how they were able to keep that 4 wide without wrecking, as we now have 29 laps to go.
Remember, that was just lap 1. Wait until we got to the final 5 laps, and then we'll see what happens.
Oh, for sure. Those final few laps are all going to be on the line here, especially drivers racing for those transfer spots. We had one crash early in Duel 1 that kind of allowed some of the drivers to have some leeway.
Whoa!
A really bad bump. That could get really bad. There was, as we saw on the inside there, a really bad bump that almost got really hairy. Thankfully, he was able to hold it together, and that was the 4 of Colin Cropley trying to hang in there from that bump. Definitely getting really aggressive. That driver behind him, and that's the number 95 of Matt Meekum, all over his rear bumper, trying to get in there. As we continue here, that outside lane making a charge, as we see here on the back straightaway. Coming to lap number 4 of 30 here.
Whoa!
Oh,
Almost got turned. Who was that? The 87?
Yeah, that's Mateo Giuliano was got turned there. Really sketchy stuff. 3 wide in the middle of the pack, holding on to it in this session, as that probably would have come.
Oh, we got the 0-1 down low.
0-1 looking down low. Things are getting
It's on the
aggressive up there. These drivers' aggressive levels are through the roof this afternoon, trying to make bump drafts to try to get to the front.
And this is only we're only on lap 4 going into 5. This is unbelievable.
Absolutely unbelievable is right.
Yeah, and there's a couple part-timers that are in here that are trying to race their way in. Let's try to name a few of them right now, as let's see who we got up front. The 15 of Dave Campos is a part-time ride. Let's see who else is up here. The 99 is actually a part-time driver of David Da Silva. And the 87 of Mateo Giuliano is up there. Let's see who else is there. Adam Walker. Good to see him in the car. You want to tell him about his story?
That's Adam Walker, Pride owner, looking to race his way into the Daytona 500. Great job for the party community. Definitely check out Pride's merch. Coolest looking merch in the game. Go to the racetrack looking good. Well, as we can see, we're keeping it clean here for the most part. We have had one pit stop required in these duels, and it's getting really scary in the middle of the pack there, but these drivers out back hanging in there. And as that looks like that 97 machine getting trying to hang it in the draft.
Yeah, these Roush Fenway cars have not been really good this qualifying, especially in the 500s. The 97 and the 6, both of them qualified way down the order, respectively in 48th and 46th. And try to point somebody else out, I believe. Oh, we have the 48 going for the lead. Sam Castine, there's Matt Haas coming.
Sam Catanese, lightweight champion of 2021. And then here comes the 14 of Matt Haas making a move. And then there's the 9 of Nathan Orman looking on the inside. Look at all these names trying
Orman, or NSCRA regular, now being followed by Campos.
CRA regular has a lot of experience.
Now, somebody off the pace right now is the 77 of Ryan Miller.
Not sure what happened to him. Seems like
definitely losing pace. Only going 186 down the back.
Yeah, looks like looks like they were able to get a car just barely here to the racetrack to try to make it here. They did not qualify too well, so they're going to kind of have to hope for a wreck out in this pack to try to see if he can make the 500. As I said, the top 20 guaranteed make it in, and those top 3 fastest times of the people that don't make it in will be those last 3 spots in next week's Offline 500. Again, thank you for joining Touring Car Championship in our 20th anniversary celebration. We're having a great time here and seeing some fantastic racing as we've been clean thus far as we race lap number 9 of 30. Going to be coming to 20 laps to go this time by.
There's another NSCRA regular right here in the 40, Dylan Matthews. Looking up, trying to spoil the TKC party.
Definitely is. And that number 40 machine trying to see if he can hang in there. It's going to be interesting to see how these pit stops go and who works with who on when that will happen. We're going to have to see how they file out and how they get the runs on each other and how fast their pit crews are, as usually the duels can really require one pit stop, so we make sure that this duel required 8 pit stops. We're running 30 laps for race lap number 10 of 30.
We're going to try to go through the pack. Right now, here's the 19 of Y. Smith. Ooh, a little bit squirrely there, trying to get around Campos. White, the youngest competitor in TKC history, still trying to gain his fame and his maturity and everything else. And let's see where our pole sitter for Duel 2 is. There's the 25, still running in a comfortable position in 8th. See another couple NSCRA regulars is the 0 of Daniel Voiles, who is back here as well. Let's see, who else can we point out? There is the 42, Liam Mallon, back there. There's Dom Callan, David Da Silva, that rounds up this big pack. And then we got the Lonely Ford out here with Kyle Manger, Henry Kelleher. See Ben going down the move. Colin Good, one of our TK.
Looks like a Roush Fenway train here. Roush Fenway just trying to hang in there. Looks like they got to do something with their engines here to try to get
it looks
up towards the field.
Yeah. And there's the 50th Ethan Orang, the Money Team Racing, looking to try to get their qualifying in, but looks like it's not going to happen. Same with the 77.
3 wide out in the front for the lead. It's the 18 looking on the inside. That 18 car started pretty far back.
He's started in 10th position.
Started in the 10th position. So Christian Barker made his way up to the front, as now looking on the inside, that's the 48 machine of Sam Catanese running for that Hendrick car. Side by side for the lead. Should be thinking about pit stops pretty soon. 3 wide at the line. Was it Christian Barker barely gets him, just barely by 1/100th of a second. I hope that the preview of our finish, Matt, because they're getting dicey early.
Ooh, a little squirrely there for the 98, but here comes Matt Haas to the inside of Castanese. And Haas said in this interview a couple weeks ago that he said he's only driving the Ford because of Ryan Preece. Preece is probably one of his biggest stars and one of his biggest idols, because he grew up north, just like Haas did, and started racing at Monza World Class Karting, which he will be participating in on February 12th, while the TKC 500 is going on.
More than definitely, as you know, this is a really, really important race for these drivers to see if they can try to claim a good win here to get some good momentum going into the 500 and races beyond, but also just proving that they have it. These guys are all racers, even though they're just looking to qualify for this race as a original. Once those last 2 laps, they're really trying to go for something, as Alex Patino hanging in there, and also Matteo Giuliano, that 87 machine, he's hanging in there, trying to make his way to the field, as he's trying to hang with the draft up front and trying to hang with that 09 car of Adam Walker.
I think we got pit stops coming on right now. Yes, there's a whole bunch of them coming in right now. You see the 14, the 15, the 19. Let's see, Alex Smith, the 95, White Smith leading this pack.
It's this big pack to come down pit road. They're hoping that they can all come down pit road and try to stay together here and have a really quick pack, and as I was just talking about Mateo, he just came down pit road. Adam Walker, a lot of these guys getting 2 tires, as we know, Daytona is a super speedway. Still somewhat of a handling track.
White's got a couple of them taking 4.
Yeah, a couple of these guys taking 4. We didn't really see too much of that in Duel 1. Wonder why some of these guys did that. Hoping some of these guys get on pit road now. Oh, as some of these guys going to be coming out with some other
Campos taking a long time.
Bad stop for the 15 team. Really bad stop for that 15 team to come out as that Roush Fenway car broke in the pits pretty late, trying to see if they can get back up in the lead pack. But so far, so clean here. We've been green all throughout the first half of duel number 2 here. That 95 machine seems to be going a little slower as we have some of these lead lappers coming on through, trying to use the slipstream of these guys right now. Will be interesting to see how they can.
See, here's the second half.
Here, there's some more takers that pitted a little later as the drivers that pit first are going to have the run. So it will be interesting to see how they file into each other. They'll have the run going into the back straightaway. These pit stops make this awful interesting.
There's the 19 of Wyatt Smith. He was the first one to come down.
He was, and Wyatt Smith putting on an absolute show, just trying to get to the front and trying to almost run away from the field almost, basically almost be in no man's land. As a lot of these guys are pretty separated. It seems like a lot of these pit stops are just so far apart from each other. But it looks like that 7 machine looks like he might actually get the good end of the stick as he already makes his pit stop. Wyatt Smith will have the run, but that 7 car looking pretty good.
It's going to be close.
It's going to be close at the line as Wyatt racing him to the line. Wyatt looks like he will be your provisional race leader as he's at P3 of all.
There's Castanez.
Only 2 cars have in pit as Catanese looking
and Aguilar
to file in here. Looks like a lot of guys have been taken out of contention for the win from that, just from not having quick enough of a stop or just not being able to hang with the draft. But maybe as some of these guys that are closer to the back kind of convene back there, they can kind of start to bunch up a little. As it looks like we're side by side for that provisional lead right now as Alex Bettino trying to hang on. Coming to lap number 1830.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a 3-horse race now between all 3 manufacturers. How about that? Toyota versus Ford versus Chevrolet for duel number 2 as a lapper is coming around.
13 laps remaining now. Going to be coming to 12 laps to go. Going to be interesting to see how this hangs out here. Only 3 cars in this front pack, so a lot of the contenders are kind of knocked down here, but this is the lap car. See, they have the right moving out the way. It'll be interesting to see how the end of this race convenes here.
You got a little pack behind them.
So is this 12 laps to go or 11 laps to go now?
This will be 12 laps to go. There's the little pack here with the 13, 95, 99, and 9, which is Matt Meekum, Ormond, David De Silva, and Lichtenwalner. And then see behind them is the 40, 09, and 0. And that's your top 12. Then you got this big back group right here. There's the 87. There's Catanese.
This pack might be able to make something happen if Mateo can kind of get on Colin Cropley's rear, see if they can start to kind of work together and have some speed.
Yeah, same with the 01 and 42. If they start teaming up, we might have our first big gamble here. So
yeah, I mean, like some of these guys are not the best pit stops, but they're still locked in the 500, so should be good. But as
meanwhile, look who's joined the lead pack, the 18.
Yeah, the 18 has now made his way into that lead pack up there, but looks like Indy Cassie is your race leader right now, doing a fantastic job. But looks like these guys are going to be battling behind them. They got some speed up there. It'll be interesting to see how that middle pack is able to maybe convene themselves to get up there.
And now Aguilar's joined them.
Nick Aguilar now in that front mix, trying to look on the inside in that number 10 Stuart Haas racing machine.
But right now, the fastest lap is by the AT, which is a 45.0 or 07, and then it was a 40. Where was it? 45.2 was the next fastest lap. So they were over. He was over 2 times faster than everybody else.
Yeah, it's getting so much out of the engine, also from the slipstream there. But it looks like 5 cars in that front pack. And then
We got another 5 cars right here, but mine is the 77 here. But oh, look at this pack here! There we go. This is what we're looking for. Might make some moves here.
Pack might be able to do something here. As looks like the 87 trying to hang with them, but this is a really this looks like this race is definitely spread out a little, but we got some distinct packs here. So I wonder how much quicker they are. But then here's like kind of that Roush Fenway pack that's all the way towards the back there. They're still running. You know, if there was a caution, they'd be able to get back up there. But we've been green all throughout the second duel now, so we're doing pretty good, and it should be smooth sailing from here on out as we're now down to 8 laps to go.
Yeah, definitely the biggest losers in this is the 14 and the 15 of Matt Haas and Dave Campos. Both of them have been racing at a little go-kart track, rental go-kart track at Speed Raceway Horsham. And right now, Matt Haas racer soon. So, right now, it's looking really, really tough for these two from Pennsylvania.
Definitely is. Got some lap traffic coming up as the sun begins to set here at Daytona International Raceway. But we are coming to the last lap. Only, I believe that's 6 laps to go or 7 laps to go
7 laps
here.
to go right now. But now Wyatt Smith up front still. Well, I didn't say still, but he's got back.
Wyatt Smith hanging out front ahead of that 7 machine of Indy Cassie, and then Nick Aguilar, Alex Bettino as well, hanging up in that front pack. Really, really close race up here. Christian Barker is also trying to see if he can claim a dual win as we come through the tri-oval here. Now 6 laps to go. It's going to be really down to the nitty-gritty as looks like Wyatt kind of getting hung out to dry out there on that outside lane. There's only 2 Toyotas up there, but they're going to have to work together, those 2 Gibson cars, to try to see what they can get over these other 3.
Yeah,
but as we see, that pack back there is freaking huge. And if they can all convene and all have some serious pace, they can start to be in this mix maybe on those last few laps of the day, but I think they're racing each other a little too hard for that. So not sure what this pack will be able to do, but we do see a second pack starting to come up to the front here that will add them to the mix as we're 2x2 up front.
So this is the battle of 6.
Traffic coming through. 5 laps to go now. Duel number 2 getting really interesting here as we're just getting warmed up here in the TKC Offline series this year. Matt Haas will be predominantly commentating most of these. I will be joining him for some of the bigger ones.
Oh, here we go, lap traffic.
Lap traffic. I think this will probably back up that lead pack a little more to that second pack, but that second pack is still definitely a ways to go. It looks like they've actually kind of spread themselves out too. So now 4 laps remaining here. It's basically going to come down to, looks like these front here, as it's going to be really hard for that second pack to get going. They still have 5 more seconds to the front to try to be with them. But Indy Cassie goes back to the front of this field. It's going to be between these few. I mean, that pack does look big, but will they have enough time to get up here? And are the top few spread out enough? We'll see how much that gap comes down the line.
Yeah, it's coming down to 3 to go. And gap right now is at 5.5 seconds. Let's see it across the line. 5 in. Yeah,
looks like they really
it's starting to lose time, so I wouldn't say it's going to be down to these 5 right here.
It really is down to these 5 right here. It's Indy Cassie, Alex Patino, Christian Barker, Nick Aguilar, and Wyatt Smith. These are the only guys we got left, and there's Christian Barker making a move on the inside. Who will claim duel number 2? It looks like most of these guys this second pack should be safe. It'll be interesting to see who will wind up making the Daytona 500. We have 2 laps to go. White flag next time by as Indy Cassie trying to run away as they're 3 wide behind them for P number 2, Matt Haas. We're coming down to it now. Wyatt Smith hanging in there in that number 19 machine.
But I tell you, the last couple laps, it's all that matters. The last couple laps, all that matters.
This is offline racing at its finest. No NASCAR game has ever come out to what the AI can produce here, especially with the way we've been able to make this as realistic and exciting as possible. As we got some racing for some other positions going on.
Yeah, this is the transfer spot right now. The 0-1 is right now in 20th, and then right behind him is the 21, which is the first one guy out. So
yeah, they're still 6 seconds out. So I'm saying, unless any guys in that Roush Fenway pack, if they have a good time, that maybe they can. That's the only get to 500. But we're on the white flag. 1 more lap to go here.
So here's the lead
And
pack.
up in the front, that Indy Cassie still hanging in there, but Christian Parker filing right behind him as we come through turns number 3 and 4.
And he's
for
looking.
the final time.
He's
Christian
looking.
Parker is going to give him a look. Will he make something happen to the line? Is he going to pull out before the line? I don't think he'll have enough. And Indy Cassie, your winner of duel number 2, followed by Christian Parker, Christian Aguilar gets P3, Alex Patino P4, and then we have, looks like I guess that was Wyatt Smith in P5 there, and that will round up your top 5. Looks like the number 9 machine of Nate Foreman got P6, number 95 of Matt Meekum got P7, the number 99 of David De Silva got P8, then we got the number 4 of Colin Cropley, P9, and then Sam Catanese and that 48 machine rounds out the top 10. That wraps up our duels, Matt. What a race. We made all the way to the end. That front pack was able to kind of break free, but Indy Cassie, your winner of duel 2.
Yeah, and luckily we start having people run out here on right at the checker flag. So kind of lucky for them.
It looks like they made it a little close there, but looks like the 01, the 14, the 15, the 87, the 09, the 42, the 25, the 13, the 40, and the 0, all safe in the Daytona 500.
Yes.
And they will be racing next Sunday, February 12th, in the first annual offline Daytona 500 as drivers come down pit road. As we are going to celebrate with Indy Cassie, your winner of duel number 2. Fantastic drive from Indy Cassie. The 01 machine of Ben Demetazine will make the Daytona 500. Matt Haas from me, Matt Haas, and all of us at TKC celebrating the 20th anniversary of NR2003. Thank you for tuning in to 2023 Offline Duels at Daytona.